What made the entire military base go completely silent? It was 3 in the afternoon when the announcement came over the loudspeaker. All personnel report to the main parade ground immediately. No exceptions. We were in Iraq, 2007. These kinds of base-wide formations only happened for 2 reasons. Either we were getting attacked or someone important had died. Since no alarms were going off, we knew it was the second option. 15,000 soldiers, Marines, airmen, and contractors gathered in complete formation. Officers looked grim. Senior NCOs were whispering among themselves. Nobody knew what was coming. Base commander took the microphone. Colonel James Mitchell, tough as nails, 25 years in the army. I'd never seen him emotional about anything. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, his voice cracking slightly. I have received word from the Pentagon that affects every single person on this base. The silence was deafening. You could hear helicopters in the distance, generators humming, but not a single person spoke or moved. Specialist David Walker from Bravo Company's 2nd Battalion has been awarded the Medal of Honor posthumously for his actions 3 weeks ago during Operation Iron Thunder. That's when it hit us. Walker was the quiet kid from Ohio who'd thrown himself on a grenade to save his squad. We all knew he'd died a hero, but the Medal of Honor? That was different. That was sacred. But the colonel wasn't finished. What you don't know is that Specialist Walker's final act of heroism was caught on drone footage. The president has decided that every service member needs to see what true courage looks like. They set up a massive screen on the side of the headquarters building. 15,000 people watched in absolute silence as grainy black and white footage showed Walker's final moments. You could see the grenade land in the middle of his squad, see Walker realize what was happening, see him dive on top of it without hesitation, see the explosion that took his life but saved 6 others. The footage lasted maybe 30 seconds, but in that half minute you could hear grown men crying, hardened combat veterans breaking down, people who'd seen everything the war had to offer, reduced to tears by one kid's sacrifice. When it ended, the silence was overwhelming. 15,000 people, and you couldn't hear anything except the wind blowing across the desert. Colonel Mitchell's voice broke completely when he spoke again. Specialist Walker was 19 years old. He'd been in country for 6 weeks. He died so his brothers could go home to their families. That's when something unprecedented happened. Without any order being given, without any signal, the entire formation began to salute. Officers, enlisted, contractors, everyone. Just standing there, saluting a dead 19-year-old kid from Ohio. The salute lasted 10 minutes. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Just 15,000 people honoring one soldier's sacrifice in complete, respectful silence. I've been to military funerals, I've seen flag ceremonies, I've witnessed all the military traditions designed to honor the fallen, but nothing compared to that moment. The entire base, united in grief and respect, paying tribute to true heroism. Walker's squad was standing in the front row. These were the guys he died for. Sergeant Martinez, who would have taken the grenade blast directly. Private Johnson, whose body was shielding. Corporal Williams, whose wife had just had a baby. They were sobbing openly. Big, tough infantry soldiers crying like children because they knew they were alive only because Walker had chosen to die. When the formation finally broke, nobody ran to Chow Hall like usual. People walked slowly, quietly. Conversations were whispered. The normal noise and chaos of a military base just stopped. That silence lasted for days. People spoke only when necessary. Jokes felt inappropriate. Even the loudest, most obnoxious soldiers became subdued and respectful. Walker's parents came for a memorial service 2 weeks later. His mother was tiny, maybe 5 feet tall. His father was a factory worker from Cleveland. Simple, decent people who'd raised a hero. When Mrs. Walker spoke, she said something I'll never forget. David always said the army taught him about brotherhood. I'm glad he died protecting his brothers. The base stayed quiet for a month. It changed everyone who was there, made us understand that some sacrifices are so profound they demand absolute respect.